Busy times on Wautopia this morning. It's Saturday morning, a little bit rainy, a little bit wet out. That's not the heart rate strap I have on. That's the one I have. Alrighty, 5x5 erg interval session up since 5:30 this morning with little Maxwell. So it's time to get some workouts done. He's all good. Morning dinner is just, or morning tea is just finished. Hope everybody is well. If you're anywhere near a bike and you're looking at jumping on, 5x5's coming up. What are we looking at? About 250, 270 and a couple at 300. We'll give that a shot. Bit of a, what I call a bread and butter workout. You can live off these things, and I do. Just a little bit of structure that I've added in recent months that's really helped out outdoors. Typically, I was only doing Lama lab tests and just relying on that as a workout. Lama lab test is a good workout. There's no question about it. Wasn't really intense enough. The overs and unders were a bit too short. 250 wasn't quite in the zone I needed to be in. But we'll leave that as is, and we'll do some other stuff as well on top. It's a good workout if you want to be able to punch pretty hard outside for about 90 minutes. Even though the 5x5 is only 25 minutes of work. When you're going for a 90-minute ride outdoors, depending on the course, there really is only 25 minutes of work in those kind of rides. And it's so simple. It's so simple. If you're building up to bigger competitions, maybe 8x5 is a good one. And then you can just tweak them a little bit by shortening the recovery periods. We will go this way. Just updated the graphics driver on here. Things look a little darker. Or it could be the sunset on Wautopia. Things a little more vibrant. Don't know. Morning, Lee McGinley. Thanks for the ride on. I'll be in chat to get me through this session for sure. Apologies if it's the middle of the night where you are and you've got an alert that Gplama's gone live. I usually don't go live during the day because of that. I don't want to spam everyone, but here we are. Here we are. Cheap jerseys just for the trainer, AliExpress. But I typically don't wear a jersey on the trainer. It's just for you guys. I'm usually just Nicks if I'm here alone. Alright, what are the special goods we got today? Stages Bike. Firmware 1.10.0, I think. It's a new firmware from last night anyway. And Vector 3s. This should be one of the final rides that I do before I do my part 3, which has been a long time coming on this bike, but the goalposts keep changing. They keep releasing new firmware and new features. So we'll get there. Debard, welcome along. Alright. So hopefully the sun's going to come out later on today here. I'll get out for another ride outdoors. So I won't be here for a long one today. We'll just get the workout done. But first of all, I'm going to change that hour figure. Up the top there I have it on 3 seconds average. We're going to instant. Rightio. Okay, so one of the changes made for the SB20, the Stages Bike, Stages Smart Bike, was the bike itself monitors the cranks, because the cranks are separate. They're just a normal Stages power meter, left, right. So the bike monitors those for its power. So it's just like Power Match. Just like Power Match. That was over Ant Plus. There's a toggle switch to make that over Bluetooth now, which means that the bike will monitor the cranks over Bluetooth. They're only single connection Bluetooth, so it takes them out of advertisement mode for anything else. I'm wondering if that's more responsive. We'll soon find out. Bluetooth's, I think, around 4 times a second, 4 Hertz. I'm not sure at the update interval that the bike uses though. We'll see. So that's on instant now. Ready? Go. Whee! Whee! Think we have a winner. That's pretty close. I think it's pretty good. Before I get stuck into these intervals though, let's go. I wasn't going to do Titans Grove because I don't really care about the overs and unders for this workout. But let's see how the responsiveness goes. Yes, sweet. That is... It was masked a little bit the other night, or previously with my 3-second average showing on screen. Now 3-second average is only the display, not the rider acceleration. The rider still wasn't going anywhere. And even then, over a 3-second average, the first second, if you really move the watts through the roof, it still should jump a little bit. It was just... It was deadpan. Yeah, awesome, awesome, awesome. That... I might have to toggle that off and go back to ant. There's a million combinations I need to check, but I'm happy with that as a response. Like that, bang, bang, bang. Yep, cool. Happy days. As late in the UK, Dave, sorry for getting everybody out of bed in the UK if you have alerts on. Alright, resistance kicks in. I punch the hill, yeah, bang. Fantastic. Cool, there we go. Do I get a CAD? Sorry, cut of ad revenue on Twitch? If Twitch paid the bills, I'd be on the streets. It's terrible. You've got to sell your soul. It's a popularity contest on Twitch to get partner. I'm affiliate or something. But to get to the level you need to be at on Twitch to make anything of it, as I understand, you have to have a minimum of 20 or 25 hours streaming per month on something like 12 different days and have a minimum of 75 viewers. On Twitch, that's not going to happen for me. Unfortunately, on Twitch, there are other ways that people get views that I don't have the assets for, I guess you could call it. So yeah, it's love Twitch, love the quality of Twitch. If you're on YouTube, please stay there. It does pay the bills. But if you want to hop over to Twitch and have a look at the quality, it's absolutely brilliant. He'll tip for the jersey to come off. No, my Twitch assets aren't good enough. Maybe I'll do a just chatting stream and maybe I'll do some body paint. That's how they get around the terms and services. Let's stop talking about that. Here comes Maxwell. Hey Max, how you doing, buddy? You good? Watch out for that dub crankset. Yeah.
Let's have a look at what Dave's doing. I have to hang on to you. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, that's how I'm going to be when the erg session starts. Alright. Max is on a phone call with Grandma. Ready, let's check out this response time. Ready? Boom! Yes! I'm happy with that. I'm happy to see that solved. Oof. Sim gradient changes. Ready, I'll close my eyes. It's off, it's off, it's off. Kicking in slowly. Nothing, 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 nothing. What happened? Oh, I was off. I thought something broke. That's not as harsh as I thought. What's going on? Control by external. Training difficulty. Let's just reset that then. Okay, so I'll turn it off. Max. Okay, that's all good. The Stages bike has difficulties, its own difficulty slider. Okay, it's kicking in now. So I'm not going to look at the screen. I know when it kicks out. Now it's starting to let off a little bit. Now, definitely now. Yeah, sweet. Zwift being buggy? No. My Bluetooth's been fine, everything's been okay. The little dropout you saw there with the heart rate, it's probably Von using the microwave. No, the only buggy thing that I've seen lately is by design, and it's those new pace partners that vary their wattage and are hard to ride with. Alright, we'll get stuck into this workout soon. Where's my Twitch? Where's my Twitch? Here we go. Create a dashboard, I think that's the one. So if you are on Twitch though, I will subject you to a 60-second ad break, which I don't think I can do on YouTube. YouTube takes care of that. Let me know if you're on Twitch, if Peloton are now advertising overlays. Alrighty. Oof. Tron bike up, M Shaw looking good. In your Mentos coloured Tron bike. Belgium, welcome along. Must be late there. Gotta catch the Mentos. Okay, power meter's looking good. I'm capturing power off to the side today, rather than right in front of me. This session's about me first, data second. Gotta get my workout in. Hello, bear. Are you going to drop out of the sky? And there he goes. Good camera work. Whew. Lockdown Wales, yes. Yeah, I keep a track of world meters and the coronavirus numbers. Holy wow, that's what ad did you get? It's bizarre. I do check like the ads that I get on the Australians. It depends on where you are in the world, you get different ads. Australian companies just don't do YouTube ads very well. I get the weirdest ads that just are so irrelevant. I think the US have got it right. Rightio. Let's get this rolling. You'll see me suffer just a little bit today. Okay. Turn the headwind up a little bit. Audible podcast. Was that the I think it's the only ad that's running on Twitch Australia at the moment. Is it something about there's a group of villains and it's some storytelling podcast about World War II or something. Super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, do you want to do one now? That's fine, yeah. Yep, just tap on the wall or give me a yell so I can stop and I'll zero. So we have an agreement here that anytime Von needs to use the microwave oven, which operates at 2.453 gigahertz, is it? Which pretty much kills Ant. She has to let me know. Because it does kill Signal. Shared spectrum. It's a good thing. Sometimes. Do I see the subs over on Twitch? It was at 12.99. Oh, there we go. Well, it says I've got 8 subscribers. I think that's a financial subscriber, so that's effectively a member. I'm just going to stop here while Von does the microwave. There's also followers, which I've got 1,300 followers over on Twitch. I think followers is more about subscribers, whereas subscribers is similar to members. Ads quality is terrible, production-wise. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we're still a few years off companies nailing online ads. Some do it well, some do it very well. Others, I think. Cool. Everyone's tapping on the wall. The wall is just there with a microwave, which just blasts. Blast the spectrum. Alright. I should use this time to zero offset, shouldn't I? Assuming the zero is not going to be knocked out. Don't really need to. My environment here is pretty stable. But for consistency... Calibrate. Okay, so vector 3s and the stages left-right, which is the exact same tech they use for their outdoor left and rights, but on their own cranks. Not Shimano cranks. Done. Alright, I'll get stuck into this in just a moment. Calibration error. Happy Saturday. Okay, one's done. Torque 00, 006. The vectors are nice. The vectors will come up with the torque values to see what's actually going on. We shall lap it. Done. We're good. Let's get into it. Oh. Missed a clip in. No one saw that, did they? You do that at the traffic lights and you're looking around. Alright. Pulling up the Stages link app, which now clicks when I change gears. Sounds like a gear change. I like it. I like that. Do I race on Zwift? No, not anymore. I've raced on Zwift since day 0. Have a good sleep, Maxie. See you, buddy. Oh, see you, bub. Alright, someone's tired. Alright. Yeah, raced for years and years outdoors, and then in real life. Sort of when I ticked all those boxes, that's when Zwift came along. Early 2015 for me. And then that kept me race fit for years. Probably... I was doing some esports stuff with KinoMap. And then... yeah, Zwift came along, we started doing community races and things. They had the Australian launch, and I went and did a couple of hot laps around Wautopia and won the Melbourne and Sydney events for that. And then went and represented Australia at the CVR World Cup in Las Vegas. Got second there. Over at London, had a bit of a shit ride in London, to be honest. More whites, they're coming. They're coming, mate. And then all the really, really fast people came along. And I'd squeezed enough out of Zwift racing as I think I could get. I still enjoy the odd event here and there, but it's not something I'm motivated to clip in and have a crack at. I've done it all, not to sound too jaded by it all, but to be at the level I want to be at, it's fucking hard work. It is really, really hard work. Thoughts on having a Zwift Power account? Previously, when Zwift Power was a third party, I did not sign up. Reason being is every single Zwift ride went up to a third party and I didn't really know where that data was going. If I was testing multiple power meters, unreleased products, not really ideal for me to have that kind of data going to a service that could be looking at that. Wasn't comfortable with that. Zwift now owns Zwift Power. Should be a little better, it's under their control. However, it's still a third party to me and my business, so no, I do not have a Zwift Power account. Everything in the fit file, every time you ride Zwift, obviously things are logged and they know everything about you, a lot about your system. I'm just conscious of that. However, I mean, if you're racing on Zwift and don't give a hoot about any of that, great, fantastic, it's a great little service. This is not Twitch only, we are over on YouTube as well today. But further on that, Zwift Power would be a brilliant resource of power comparison data that have thousands and thousands and thousands of dual recorded sessions from trainers, cranks, pedals, everything which they now require the top racers to have. That'd be really handy if you were looking at making your own hardware. That would be really, really interesting if you were looking at making your own hardware. Knowing what works and what doesn't, and being able to select the equipment that appears to... Obviously there'd be outliers, but hey look, I'd be using that data if I had access to it. Hell, we were using Strava data for years and years until they told us not to. About what devices people had and pacing and all that. Watch your data, people. Just watch your data. It's going everywhere. Whew. Why is watching people on Zwift so mesmerizing? Dude. No idea. No idea. Hopefully mine's not the writing or me. Maybe it's the value add in the chat. I like the chat. Kick a snap. Yep, good job. Any suggestions on getting 100 ride-ons in a fairly quick manner? Yes, ride with a pace partner. Because the pace partners have that big circle that everyone keeps hitting. And when you hit the circle, boop, nearby gets a ride-on. Data is the new gold, absolutely. What's per kilo? Was it my peak? What FTP? My FTP 360 back in the day at about 70, 71, 72 kilos. But that didn't mean jack. I was focusing on time trials. You could still put your nose in front of people who are doing 50 to 60 to 70, 80 watts more. So, doesn't really matter. Nowhere near that at the moment though, I can guarantee you that. Woo. I like when I look over in 2 power meters. I like this. John Smith, you are down. What's that, 21 kilos? Mate, brilliant work. Brilliant work. If I ran a trainer or ride software program, what's the one single improvement you'd make on either hardware or software side? If you made software, the first thing you do is make hardware. Simple as that. And then have those as you go to. If I was trainer road, I'd make a power meter and get everyone to buy that and have that as a trusted source and know that power meter back to front rather than rely on other companies to make something. I'd love to see trainer road make a power meter. Have it as a trainer road power meter. Gets them into the outdoors as well. Zwift, same deal. Make a bike. Make a trainer. Everyone gets a little bit antsy, a little bit angry when they hear that Zwift may be making hardware. On the flip side of that, what if they make cheaper hardware that does provide a better experience? That's a good thing for the consumer. Nothing's really changed, to be honest, with indoor training the last, the Kicker 14. They're quieter, more accurate, simulate higher percentage gradients, but when it comes down to pushing on the pedals, not much has changed. What if someone came along and made hardware that did change it up? With a USB cable and no dropouts, not going to happen. USB is 2 steps backwards for 1 step forwards. I predict with the Kicker cable, what's going to happen is the new Kicker will come out with the cable, it'll connect to your network via a wire, and then the next update, or 2 generations later, they'll get rid of that wire and connect straight to your network over 5 gig Wi-Fi. It's fast, it's secure, it's away from 2.4. USB ain't going to be plugging into an Apple TV anytime soon, any of your phones anytime soon. That's a solution only for PC. Something more generic, such as getting the device on the network, will work with everything. A network cable will work. I think it's going to be the interim solution. But let's jump forward to 1996 rather than going to 1993. Not too fond of the Wi-Fi option. Everything uses it. Everything already has it. What you're looking at right here is Wi-Fi. All of it. If I was to connect to the companion app with my Bluetooth sensor, that's then sent over Wi-Fi. I get it. I get the USB. It's an easy option, but the better option would be decent Wi-Fi. Any Google device you buy for $45 is Wi-Fi. My little I've got little things that run off tiny little batteries that have Wi-Fi in them. Why no USB cable trainer? That's what that's recertification of trainers too. It'll still need to be recertified if they switch on Wi-Fi. But you put a physical plug on something, guess what people are going to stomp on? Guess what's going to fall out? Guess what's going to break? I'm yet to see somebody break a Wi-Fi port. There is no Wi-Fi port. I'm making bad dad jokes as I delay getting stuck into this interval session. No trainers are capable. No. But I was hoping smart bikes could be something like a connection hub. But smart bikes are no more than just another sensor at the moment. I think the kicker port, which is just a serial port at the moment, which is, then you can convert it to whatever they want, depending on whatever they hang off it. I suspect that'll go on the network, broadcast out, and away we go. It's not bad technology, Wi-Fi. What, 2 millisecond ping time between a peripheral and your access point or other peripherals in the network? 2 milliseconds. At the moment, you got a minimum of 250 milliseconds. UCI trainer pick, discuss, already have, commercial decision. I don't disagree with it. That trainer works, can't easily be tricked. Everybody's in the same level playing field with the 2T, just fine. Those trainers have been around for a year now, more than a year. Manufacturing defects and issues, I don't see as an issue with anything coming out of a brand new box now. With the bearing issue on the 2T, to be honest, it's not something that I've got my ear to the ground across most forums, and if something's shite, you can guarantee my inbox lights up. The Kicker 18 and Kicker Core issue, yeah, that was a widespread issue. The belt snapping on the climb, rare, medium rare. Bearings in a Neo, it really wasn't one that kept coming up. It really wasn't. So when people are calling that it's a bad decision due to the bearings, no. Not in my opinion anyway. Jump onto zero friction cycling over on, I've got to get this interval session done, but just to finish this one off. Jump on zero friction cycling over on Instagram. Adam out of Adelaide, who tests chains and lubricants and things. He had a Neo 1 that had one of the bearings got 250,000 kilometers. I think the other one got 50,000 or 80,000 kilometers. That's not an original, so. No, UCI, fine. UCI decision's all good. Insomnia, 10 past 10 in the morning. I have the opposite of insomnia after being up with little Lama very early. All right, what trainer I'm on? SB20, Stages Bike, with new firmware, and watch this. It's almost instant when I put the power down. Oh, look at that. Oh, that makes me happy. Bad flywheel. Yeah, it's a Gen 1. The bike itself is rock solid. There's nothing like it. It is built... Hey, hello, alien. This sucks. This trying to hold with these aliens is so hard. Oh, I've still got my kit from yesterday. Or the other day. Okay, cool. There we go. That answers that question. You do keep your kit once you've earned it. Sweet. The cheese wheel on the front of this thing, which is where all the smarts are, it is Gen 1 from Stages. They've done a pretty good job on it. The knocking sounds people have, if it's on the outside cover that's easily fixed. What if I stop sprinting? Geez, it hangs onto that power for a bit. So I think that's a Zwift thing where they've implemented... I'll get out of this bunch, that's crazy. Oh, I'll drop some ride-ons while I'm there. Oh, I forgot. So within Zwift, if you have a 1 second drop out of ant, I think they smooth that across. If I... Yeah, it's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Welcome to power meters. That's just what they do. It holds high a little bit, or if you gun it when you're at 0 or low, it doesn't go anywhere. I still think we should have high-speed power meters. 50 hertz. Instant. What's that hold? It holds for 3 seconds, it looks like. I'll have to have a look at that, what it looks like in the... I won't put it down to the bike, I'll put it down to Zwift at the moment. I'm also dual recording this, so it'll be interesting to see that in the fit file on the Garmin. Okay, let's get this workout done. I said it was going to be a short one. Probably not. I changed my FTP here, it's just what I designed these workouts at. 255, 270, 333. Let's try and get it done. That's the agenda. Up on the side. Comfortable road bike with a decent grip set to dedicate permanently to your indoor trainer. Sky's the limit. I love DI too. I love electronic group sets. I'm a convert. Indoors, obviously, material doesn't matter. Carbon is fine indoors. Touch points, as long as the saddle's good. The levers and the hoods are good. As long as you can change gears, you're all good. I went from a Kubo to a Kicker 5 last week. FTP has dropped from 3. No, your FTP never changed. I can guarantee you that. Your FTP never changed. You need to look at it a different way. Oh, yes. What's measured has changed. I'll put the money on the Kicker 5. Luke Smith, welcome along. So don't be too disheartened that your fitness is gone. It's not. Your fitness is exactly the same. It's like weighing yourself on the moon. Though you won't last too long, you'll die pretty quick if you stay there too long. But if you stand back 100 meters from someone, they look this big. If you stand really close to someone, they're as tall as you. Nothing changes. It's the same with the power meter that's off. Oh, the Halloween costume. Mate, the Halloween costumes was a lesson in frustration. So why am I doing this warm-up now? Half an hour in. Let's get stuck into the workout. The multipliers are at 15 minutes on those other things. Actually, I need left-right balance plate. Got it. There we go. Takes 15 minutes to get those multipliers rather than 5 with the other pace partners, which is nuts. And it's super hard to stay with them, which is nuts. This feels harder than it should. Power's right though. It's just me. Spin Diesel, if I had have attempted to get all those costumes, it would have been a probably 3-hour exercise. They didn't mess them up. They just changed the parameters of those particular guest pace partners. Which is a good question. Why take something that works really well and change it? It caught me out. No idea. Why no ergo mode? Why the hell? It better be erg mode. It's in erg. What you're seeing is the power jump around because the Stages bike doesn't smooth artificially. Some trainers will, when set to, say, 255 erg, that's pretty much all they'll report. Even though you might be pushing 248, 241, 249, 259, 252, 262, 246, 262, etc. TT bike might be the way. Then all you're playing with there is the terrain, because what's happening is the drafting effect. Could be also the positioning with the computer throwing you around. Very jumpy on this. This is, you can see that changing up to 4 times a second. They need the 3-second smoothing on erg, if anything. On the pedals though, it feels alright. It's not letting go and coming back and letting go. A trainer doesn't really have a hard time using erg with another power meter. It can introduce a delay though in the feedback loop, because erg, the software you use, needs to continually monitor. Are you at the watts? Are you over? Are you under? If you're under, it needs to put more resistance on. If you're over, it needs to let it go. And depending on the speed of all of that, just depend on the response you get out of it. $252, 245 viewers. Welcome along. I do appreciate the company. Cranking on here on a Saturday morning. This one's a me session. It's my workouts. I'm dual recording, I'm testing things, but typically I only ever do a Lama lab test. This one's to get me fitter for summer. 24 on Twitch. Welcome along, Twitch. I'll subject you to another ad. Which should give you more incentive to jump over to YouTube. If you're not already a subscriber over on YouTube, I do appreciate people clicking that button. That keeps the channel ticking along, keeps the growth there, keeps the algorithm happy, keeps me happy. See that the channel is continuing to grow. Whew, dunza. Alright, we are warm. We are warm. HP trying to get me to buy their PC. I'm actually on a HP Omen, that's what's in front of me right now. Jaguar? Oh, there we go. Alright. I would love over on, if you're a subscriber or a paid subscriber, I think on Twitch or Twitch Prime, is it? It's no ads? Look out. Someone's on the deal. Oh, you're on if you're on YouTube with YouTube Premium, there's no ads. I'd love it if channel members could be no ads. I would set that, that would be great. I'd also love it if YouTube had the option for subscriber chat only. Again, it's all about getting that people to subscribe to the channel to keep things bumping along. That's why the YouTubers always tell you to subscribe just before they choke and die. Okay. There is a members only chat. But I think that's a bit too limiting. It's a bit too limiting. I'd like a subscribers only chat, that'd be nice, but YouTube don't offer that. Got the ad again. The faster pace partner that I did the other day, Uncle was good. There was 2, 3 of us, only 2 at the end. That was good. That was a bit of a smash fest. Two platforms at once. Is that in stereo? Do you have those a blue and red pair of glasses on at the moment? 4.2, yeah, for Uncle. Alright, let's cut this one short. It's enough rest for me. As long as I hit tab on the right screen. We're back into it. 270, let's do it. Red and purple. Okay, okay. Need to get back to my map mode so I can drop some ride-ons. There we go. They can do a thing. Someone's got the emojis happening, have they? In there. I haven't dived into Twitch enough to look at all those unlocks and things. I appreciate the subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, it will pop up there if you do, so I do appreciate those coming through. More what? Hey, it's not me, man, it's the system. Whew. Lots of stuff coming up on the channel, not to tease it out too much without putting any content out there, but I have a whole stack of joy next to me that came in a box yesterday that Twitch may have had a preview of. $300 is going to be a slog for me today. Mystery box. It's a loot box for sure. It's good. Twitch Prime sub, woohoo! Don't quite know what that is, but I think it's good. I think I have that on my account because I'm a member of Amazon Prime. Amazon owned Twitch. I'm pretty much all blinkered onto YouTube. That's what I've put all the focus on. Signing off, need to sleep. Thank you for joining along. I do appreciate the company. We'll see you next time at a better hour. Any idea when TT will have TT normal availability? I'm not sure. TT events on Zwift. Oh, stream of money. I like that. Helps with the loot boxes. Oh, these 300 ones. Yeah, hang around for those. I'm going to suffer through these. This is hard enough for me. Oh, it's going to be a slog through the 300 ones. Oh, well, we'll try. We'll try. Best we can do. Power meters from AliExpress. Dude, I have one that I've been testing for 8 months. I don't have time to test power meters like that. I need things that work. XKD power meters I've done. I won't be touching any Shimano left rights from any company, I wouldn't think, until that crank gets redesigned. So XKD X Power S I've covered. They're left only. I've covered. Magine Ridge left only I've covered. The Axo power meter by Sugi, though my pronunciation is really bad on that, is coming. I've set my final, here's my take after 8 months to the company. I'll see if they've, I'll give them a week to respond, then we'll put a video out. So the Chinese power meters, I have a keen interest in them because they have more ability to shake up the market than any existing player, unless the existing players drop their prices. So let's just say the Axo power meter is really good and it's, say, half the price of everything else. The market will start looking that way. We're not going Titans Grove. The market there has been evolving, absolutely. Look, they're really close, and that's why it's taken me 8 months plus to test the Axo. It's good, then it's not, then it's good, then it's not. And it's really close, but I can't explain a few things, and I fix something and something else changes. I'm just chasing my tail with that. It's super close. But it wasn't a Power to Max NGco, where you just put it on the bike, and I went, I guess they sorted this one. Same with the Quark stuff's usually pretty good these days. Asiomas for all the ride testing that we do just seem to work. Not a lot of unexplained paranormal activity, I call it. Those ones still have a little bit of that, but let's say they nail it. Yeah, everyone moves to that product. Everyone wins, because then everyone else will drop their price. So even if you don't buy that product, you're still going to win. Was it a lowering tide drops all boats? Is it the inverse of the common saying? If power meters are off by a set percent, like a linear offset, that's easy. You just scale it down, you're done. But when it's off here but not here in the power profile, it's a little harder. It still comes out right as of this point in time, like with most things. If you buy cheap, you may be buying twice. If you buy something, if you spend the money, you spend the money once. But every single time you go on the bike, you're going to have to be looking at the data. Spend the money. Oh! The condensation is up. Bottom went straight through my hand. Even if it's off by a set percent, how will the average consumer know? That's absolutely right. It's just generally accepted that they're not accurate. Well, because it's so hard to believe what you're seeing in front of you, what it's telling you. If you have one single power meter, if it's off by 10 watts, I mean, you'll never know that, but you believe it's the truth. Because that's what you've paid for. I get that. Gee, my frame rate's really dropped in this. What's going on? It's gone potato. And we're back. So if something's off 10 watts, or say 3 or 4%, you'll never know. You can really not tell that on feel unless you are a time trialist who just, like, is truly dialed into your 5, 10, 20 minute power zones. If you're only training, it never matters. Yeah, an off power meter, my analogy is a tape measure, or let's just say you're building a house off a plan with an incorrect measuring tape. That's fine, as long as you build that house in isolation with that same measuring tape. You can use, let's just say the measuring tape is 10% off. One single, and you make all the materials yourself, everything yourself. in complete isolation, you'll build the house. Everything will work perfectly. Everything will fit. The doors will open and close. And the very second you measure with something else, or you bring in something that's been measured elsewhere, you have to account for that. You have to do an offset. A door measured by somebody else ain't going to fit your house. So, as long as it's consistent. As long as it's consistent and only used in isolation, people forget that part. Because as soon as you upgrade a power meter and your numbers from years ago go out, that power meter has done you a disservice. There's no reason for an inaccurate power meter these days. A watt is a watt. It's a known unit of measurement. What we see though is an excuse after excuse of why they're not accurate. And I'm not just talking drivetrain losses or cross-chaining or anything like that. No. It's a lot of the time. If you notice, whenever someone raises a support ticket with some companies, they'll add up all the percentage of losses, and magically that'll be the difference. Oh, your drivetrain 7, bottom brackets, blah, the recording interval, interference. Like they'll come up with all these excuses. Like, there you go, there's your 30 watts. Yeah, but I was only pedaling at 70. I'm joking, but that's... It's a tough game. It's a tough game. Hoi. With the bathroom scale, everyone knows you've got to stand on and be still. We want more accuracy than that on something that's moving along the road. It's vibrating and it's spinning. It's tough. And then in all conditions, imagine expecting your bathroom scales to be accurate in a rainstorm. Or when you're jumping up and down a little bit. And then you got pricks like me who do comparative testing and find very small percentages that companies don't want to see. Lean on the sink. Exactly. And when it comes to, so your pedal power meters, you've got two independent power meters, not just one that has to be zero offset, active temperature control, and all that. Minimum would be about 2%. ASIOM is on SPD. You do the hack and they already are. SPDSL? Not yet. I think everyone's afraid of the big bad Shimano and their lawyers. ASIOM, to do anything else, need to reduce the size of their pod. You saw with the SPD hack, on the ASIOMs that I've done, you need to modify the shoe. Strava's guess on power. The mathematics there, the calculations will be correct. The variables for estimated power outdoors are huge, absolutely huge. Alright, I might get this first one done. It's not too bad. I told Von it would be 45 minutes. I think that's always the way, isn't it? Plus or minus half an hour. As you saw with the NGCO, the numbers I was seeing was a lot closer than plus or minus 2%. There's a few comments indicating that the NGCO is still manufactured with the same tolerances, but there's only a certain batch that are tested. With the NGCO, you can also click a button on purchase to get that plus or minus 1%, which I'm assuming will have that unit specifically taken off the production line and tested. It may be a bit of a lottery. If it is, I hit the jackpot with the one I now own. That was really good. Can I speak at 170? Yeah, I can. Many years of practice. It really gets the people in a race too. You start talking smack at a race when the power's on. I had someone yell at me halfway up Hotham once. I've told this story a few times. I was with a good mate, Justin Warnes, and he was cracking. He trained hard for this race. Just wasn't his day though. He was cracking. I'm giving him encouragement. Come on, Warnes. Dig, dig, dig. I think you're still up on GC on me. So I was next to him, giving him some tips. It was up CRB, if anyone knows CRB Hill, on Hotham. Someone's turned to me in the bunch and gone, if you can effing talk right now, Miller, you're not going effing hard enough. And he's like really angry because obviously he's on the limit. Which was, I didn't think that was polite. So I attacked. As you do. Any way to draw energy. Any way to draw motivation. If that's the difference, if you're on the limit and what you need is motivation to change that, look at the Jordan doco. Jordan come up with rivalries in his head that didn't exist, went out and just smashed the court. Not saying I'm Jordan and not saying I didn't even win that race. But if you're looking for something to draw on when you're suffering, you can always pull out something. That guy yelling at me, that might have been his motivation. I've just told that guy to go shove his talking up his whatever. Cool. That works, that works. Didn't work though on the day for him. It's easy to concentrate indoors too at threshold when there's just a screen, there's no cars. Thinking is tougher. Bingo. I didn't think that was nice the way, Dad. It's funny, whatever you draw in a race. The best one I had was a positive one, which was the Tour of Right time trial a few years back. I'd focused on the new time trial course a lot, broken it down into 50 metre segments or 100 metre segments, trained my ass off for it. So come race day, I took off with this massive smile going, I know exactly what's coming up on the road. I know exactly what numbers I got to hit. I pretty much predicted the time down to the 2 seconds I think I was off. So if you can draw on a positive motivation for it, that's even better. I guess when you get nervous is it's the unknown. There's not a lot of unknown with a time trial. You kind of know. You never miss the breakaway in a time trial. You never get dropped in a time trial, unless you're having a really, really bad time trial. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance, is what they say. Oh, apologies if kids are watching. Alrighty. Want to get this up one early? Let's do it. Stops me talking for a little bit anyway. 300 on the menu. Let's do it. Hope everyone is well. It's the weekend. Or it's Friday. If you're a little laggy. Next week's set up to be a very interesting week. Our thoughts with everyone in the US. Also in the rest of the world going into lockdowns. 2 a.m. That's just Friday plus 2. That's not Saturday. Plus or minus 10% of the day. If power meter companies made calendars, we'd probably still be back in 1998. Plus or minus 5%. Alrighty, we're going to rock down past Old Town Wautopia. See all the noobs lining up for their first Zwift ride. My workout's on plan. This one isn't. If you jump on zwiftcoach.com, there's most of my workouts from a few years ago. Still up on zwiftcoach.com. I should add this one to it. Jonathan, mate, it's not you. Those pace partners are difficult. Even the normal ones can be tricky. The Halloween ones are next level. Alrighty, where's the newbie Zwifters? Here we are. There they are, ready. Boom. Just a couple. Wrong time of the day anywhere else in the world. No trick-or-treating. Last year the plan was to push Max around in a cardboard coffin. Make the pram a coffin. I reckon that'd be hilarious. But no, we won't be. We've been in lockdown for 7, 8, 9 months. We haven't seen family. Only the family live in town. It's been a shit time. So to have hundreds of random families rock up, no, I don't feel comfortable with that. That's just my personal take. So I love Halloween, trick or COVID. That's it. I hope we're going to nail this. I'm feeling okay. Time trial cyclocross. That's new. Haven't made a video on how to set up live streaming Zwift on YouTube. Tim, not YouTube specifically, no. Live streaming in general, yes. You just need to set up your stream a little different. So I covered the technology. You just need to point it at YouTube. YouTube sucks for scheduling events and going live and setting thumbnails and setting titles and monetization. It's pretty bad. It's one of those things, if you know it, you know it. Or if you know it, you can stumble through it. The hard part's getting all the equipment set up. And I've covered all of that. Boom. All right, felt a little worse at the end. One more. Oh yeah. Okay, the next one's gonna suck. I felt good until the last minute of that one. Last one at 5% power. See, here's where I make an excuse saying I'm testing things and I want consistency. I want 300, 300, 300. if I did 300, 300, 305, when I'm looking at the data, I'm going to have to remember that I did 305. Not that it really matters, but it's easier when things are consistent. And that's one thing testing power meters. A lot of people will say, or send files or tweet or something that one thing doesn't match another. But there's, about plus or minus 2% will be right. You have to have a protocol to test. Sometimes power meters will be accurate at different cadences, at different torque, but same power. It's a whole can of worms. It just sucks. There's no manual either. There's no book. There's no reference on this. Only ways to measure things. But there's no... I guess the closest that comes to a manual to test a power meter is, I think Garmin, actually Firmware also have it, how to do a static weight calibration or a weight verification. But even then, that's just a single data point, and it's also not moving. So if they measure correctly when things aren't moving, but the cadence is out, then the power number is going to be a bit out. You need an engineering degree. One thing I don't have. I have a computing degree. Close enough. That means I can stream. Speaking of putting that to use, using the companion app, you could effectively, but wait for the twist. Using the companion app, if you had a Bluetooth power meter, you could start Zwift on your computer here, and get your companion app, and then go for a ride. There is a twist to this though. Go for a ride outdoors for many hours, and have your companion app pump your data back to your Zwift session here. The twist is you need a VPN back into your network at home, and you need a proxy ARP to make sure you're on the same subnet. So if anybody into proxy ARPing, that was fun back in the day. I've been meaning to do it, but I need to set up a Linux box, punch it through my router at home here, and then see if I can get the DHCP server to feed out an IP on the same subnet. So that way the phone thinks it's on your home network at all times with that VPN. And you can be anywhere in the world, and it will pump that power meter data, so you can go for a ride for 3 hours and it still counts for Zwift. I reckon that'd be a cool little project. It'd be a cool video to do, just from a geeky, yeah, here's how to exploit the technology kind of way. If the VPN drops at any time, you're done. You need to reconnect. What else? There may be limitations. It may have to be done with an Android device. Still possible though. The companion app still works on Android. That'd be cool. But there's no need for VPNs back home these days. Like all the technologies we use here, they're all connected to the cloud, and it does the connection via the cloud back. Rabbit holes. Mate, that's a week-long rabbit hole though. It's fun, but when I look at the calendar, I'm like, okay, priorities. And I got stuff piling up here. I'm like, nah. I mean, I did connect 2 kickers in serial once. Wormholes, transfer data 4G to your home PC. Yeah, see this thing, we don't want to have to tinker with anything. Oh, here we go, last one. We don't want to tinker with anything on the Zwift side. We want it to be transparent to the apps. So we need to do it at the network layer. At a basic, it should work, no worries. You just need the VPN client though to have an IP, so your VPN server needs to proxy ARP on its behalf. Some people got angry at the video that I did with two kickers. I don't know why. PF Sense should make it quite easy. Hello. PF Sense. I'm out of the loop. What does PF Sense do? Is that just layer 2 tunneling? It's been a while since I've tinkered with a lot of stuff. Firewall. Okay. At a lower level, it'll still need to do the proxy ARP, as I understand. Nearly done. Yeah. I'm good. Fire away with questions. My lungs don't have to think. Interrogation time. Just don't put splinters under my fingernails or examine me on the tarmac. I didn't give birth. Have I tested anything recently on Zwift? Such as, I'm testing the Stages bike right now. 6.6 to the 36. So that's 42. 21. How close? How close? No. Was it 20.5? I'm out. I tried to do it quick. What's my max heart rate and FTP now? No idea. Heart rate probably around 190. FTP, haven't tested it. Halloween costumes. Let's not speak of the Halloween costumes. Though they are retained over multiple days. That's cool. No, I shouldn't find out. I'd rather cut myself to see if I bleed. Pepsi Max. Thank you. No, Mike. It means the 220 minus your age estimate isn't quite spot on for everyone. Won't hold up in a court of law either. I normally have 3 seconds on. It makes no difference in game, only the display. Now I'm struggling. In workout mode, that 3 second average is not held. Goes back to 1 or 4 apparently. 0.4, 0.25. See, now I'm losing it. Not bad. Yes, it is me talking at the end, 178. Look at my power distribution. It's flipping the birds. Alrighty, we're done. Might be 15 years off heart rate. If I'm like 193, I'm 42. Again, someone double check my math. Oh, that's good. So that session, that 5x5, it's not too hard, depending on what you set. You can dial in the zones, you can dial in the recovery intervals. But that one, it's just enough time out of my comfort zone to get a little bit of benefit. And if I do that 3 times a week, 4 times a week, you go outdoors and you feel good. You can push on the pedals when you need to. As I said earlier, on this session here, it's only 25 minutes of work. The last 3 are the hardest, so it's only 15 minutes of work. It sets you up for a really strong 90-minute ride outdoors, where the first 10 or 15 you're just cruising anyway. The last 10 or 15 you're cruising anyway. On the downhills, you're cruising anyway. So when you add up all the time, you might only be working for 20 minutes, maybe even half an hour outdoors in a 90-minute ride. That session works super, super well. I like it. I like it. It's my go-to. Whew. I'll look at the power data later on, but that was, yeah, that response time on the Stages bike now. And that's pairing to the bike, not just directly to the power meters. So that's cool, that's cool. We'll have to report that one back over into the user group. Do a spin out, what do we want? I'm up for the challenge, what's a spin out? We want to see 1300? My little stick legs. Alright, give me a moment, we'll see if we can hit 1300. I just came up with that. I didn't wait for someone to say 1400. Aim high, but not as high as you can't reach. Downhill World Cup in the 40s. See, that's dad bod style. So gravity comes into play. Oh, RPM, okay. I'll do that as recovery. I need a sprint first. This bike sprints well. Having said that, I'm probably going to break it in half now. Need something to sprint for. It's never ugly. Indoor sprint technique is always different to outdoors too. A lot of people say, well, how do you stop a trainer from jumping around indoors? You don't use the same sprint technique as outside as you do indoors. Indoors, you can only ever push the power down. Even on a rocker plate, it's still a bit weird to get the timing right. If you train and train and train on a rocker plate, you can do that, but a sprinter outdoors is not going to be able to step on a rocker plate and do the same technique. It's a little different. Stationary bikes like this that don't move, it's simply about power just driving straight down through the crank. Outdoors is the same, but you've got to get the timing right with the bike swinging side by side or side to side. And outdoors, your bike is you're only flipping, well, most of your weight's going to be on the ground, so you're only flipping a few kilos side to side. If you put one of these on a rocker plate, it's like putting roller skates on an elephant. It'll move a little bit, it ain't going to be pretty. And it's not going to be like putting roller skates on a roller skater. Anyway. No, look. My straight down the line reviews of the Watt Bike Atom, not being up to scratch for how I use an indoor bike, means I probably won't get access to a Watt Bike Atom version 2, sorry. They weren't too happy with that. It is what it is. The new bike was meant to resolve a number of the issues that I brought up with the resistance unit being a stepper motor and being pretty laggy. Doesn't appear they've nailed it just yet. They've got the hardware to do it though. Also, availability is a bit difficult being in Australia, Watt Biker in the UK. Still, it's a smart, a good investment? Yeah, it's a bit of fun. Sterzo Smart's not going to make you a better cyclist. It's not going to make you, it'll make you a more entertained cyclist. You have a bit of fun on the mountain bike side of things. I think Zwift need to really keep stepping forward on put some dirt trails out here that we can just, do a few jumps on with the Sterzo. That'd be awesome. Why not put some dirt trails with a few jumps so you can steer at the jumps? Just gamification. If it means people spend more time sitting on their bikes riding than on the couch, I'm all for it. If people are going into lockdown now and are pretty fucking unhappy with the world, like a lot of us are in Victoria and other places of the world, give people something to do. And yeah, anyway, sorry, tangent there on the Sterzo Smart. Yeah, it can be fun. Smart bike stages, tax, kicker. If you want me to rate those in my own preference, it'd be the kicker bike closely followed by stages, and then the tax bike in third, Watt bike in fourth, Peloton we do not speak of. Nobody likes the 4.2 pace bot. Yeah, it's easy to hold on though. All right, what do we want? 1300, 1200. Let's see. So the way to trick the sprints on this bike is to grab a handful of brakes. That way you can get the resistance straight away. So you can spin up, grab the brakes, and the brakes do an opposite effect. The brakes slow the flywheel, means there's more resistance to push, means your little guy goes forward. GTA V bike is still going, yes. Developer there. 0.4.0 is out. They're now doing not just smart trainers, I think power meters too, and running. 3.8 watts kilo for a 16-year-old. No idea. That's one for a coach. No idea, sorry. Alright, let's get this sprint done so I can spin it out. Did I get it? What did we get? It was only short. It was ugly. Took a while. Hey, really? 14? Look out. No idea what my FTP is, I'm sorry. Let's have a look at that. I'll see what the vector's got to say on that. $13.49 on the vectors. It was 14 on the stage. That's not bad. That'll be like 1 second data point. Oh, we got over 1300. Sweet. Nice. I'm happy with that indoors. Excellent. For a Zwift sprint, if you want to win a Zwift race, you're better off holding 900 for a minute than 1300 for 10 seconds. Zwift really rewards that big long run up. How many hours per week? It depends. I try and aim for 10 hours. It's just whatever gets the job done. Lama lab tests can be 45 minutes if I can cram them in. My little sessions like these are 45 to 50. Live streaming goes a little bit longer. Always a bit of fun in the chat. Vectors rate similar as the bike during the brake method. I'm not sure. I've got to have a look at the data later on. If the vectors hold the power high. Spin test. Somebody wanted a cadence test. Outside when I can. About 50-50, I think it is. I'm not against riding outdoors. I quite like it. It's where I've won most of my races and done most of my training over the years, so it's hard to win a Zwift race. All right, ready? Jesus, my head's gonna fall off. Holy crap. Oh. See, the watts went to next to nothing then? I'm waiting for the flywheel to stop. There's no resistance. There we go. Oh, I got a hip cramp. Bad idea. Bad idea. What I want to have, and I've been looking for scripts for a while, if there was some kind of injury in 5 seconds. Well, Max won't have any brothers or sisters, I can guarantee you that. That sends these things like into orbit for data. Like that's a digital accelerometer that's just gone, what the F? What was I saying? I'm lost. Yes, in chat, what I wanted to do is have a script. Hey, have a look in the top there, follow C cadence to earn drops. That's come up on the top there as a little warning. That's cool. Where is C cadence though? Behind? Yeah, behind me. Hey, cool. Okay, we'll jump back into the spacesuit for a little bit. So we can... What I want to do is have interactive workouts where I could set a limit between, say, 100 watts and maybe 350 or maybe even 400 watts. And the chat determines where the erg is set. So if someone says like exclamation 400, bang, the trainer does 400. If someone says exclamation 200, bang, the trainer then does erg 200. I searched and searched and searched for things like screen scrapers, auto hotkey. I need some kind of interaction between what people type in the chat, now across the board chat too, not just Twitch or not just YouTube. To Twitch where mean people. Yeah, but even better, imagine if you could have that and only, say, subscribers could do that. So it incentivizes people to become a subscriber. That'd be cool. Yeah, Twitch is the trainer. I reckon that'd be an absolute hoot. If you can inflict pain on somebody in a nice way, that'd be cool. Haven't found an easy way to do it though. Erg 1000 watts. Oh, come on, I did 1400. That'd be a walk in the park for 2 seconds. Subscribers are even worse. Hey, at least it's sweat for a reason. Oh, did I just I thought oh well, bye Coco Cadence. Oh, I'm off the back anyway. Okay, let's take it through to 50Ks. We'll call it out. Damn it. I thought Coco was going this way. That's been a good session. Oh, I can because I didn't do the loop. Come at me. Come at me, blob effect. What are my chances? Will I get on? Way good. Boom. Easy way to get to 50Ks. That multiplier moves so much faster with these other riders. Such a cruel trick. Trick or treat from Zwift, was it? 15 minutes for those suits. CTP. See, there we go. Just like when I started piping the Who Last Gave Me Ride-Ons, and some really bright people took that and made it a lot better. I think the chat erg, that'd be cool. If we can open source that. If someone has the ability to do that, I'd happily hire them for their time. We just need a way for some kind of chatbot erg interaction. So you'd be taking the control away from Zwift, that's fine. It'll just be erg. But we can still ride Zwift, so you can see the result. Even if it's just a chat bot that sits within the chat and has erg trainer control as a separate app, I'm sure there's ways to do it that have to be. Power accuracy doesn't really matter, just erg. I guess erg needs to monitor power, so. And then if you think about that, ready for the keyhole a moment. Click open. You have a coach calling the shots for everybody in the stream who's doing the same workout. Coach-led workouts based on erg, dictated by the coach in real time. There we go. With social interaction, everyone on camera, copyright that, take it to the bank. And then get sued by Peloton for some reason. That'll work well. See, just one of many ideas I can think of, but I don't have the intelligence to execute on. I'm not a programmer. Script kiddies apply here. Drafty goodness, mate. I found that draft was increasing the wind. I think we're going to have to bump my target up a little bit. We're knocked off 50 k's, no worries. Super chats, 30-second sprints, there we go. So I could probably do that manually. I could have a screen and just have like people whenever they super chat to whatever value. Yeah, look, Vector 3's mic, yeah. It's been quite the journey. The original set wasn't happy with. And then we're on their fourth, so I have a second set now, return set. And on the fourth revision of the battery doors, we're using the single batteries now, not the doubles. I did a video on that. CR13Ns, I think they are. If you need more info on that, ping me in the comments later on, or on Twitter or somewhere. They do ship with those batteries too. Yeah, and they've been fine. I think the Vector 3s are the best looking power pedal out there. But they have a history. I also am doing certified weight checks on them too, to make sure they're in line. Is Di2 worth it? Hell yes. Every single saved dollar, because I've purchased quite a lot of second-hand or pre-owned Di2 stuff. Yeah, for sure. I love it. That's part me liking tinkering with things, liking to tinker with things. Yeah, my English is going out the door. But the difference is a click versus a clonk. Click, click, click. Changing gears on Di2 is like using a mouse. Precise every time. Click, done. Mechanical, you're doing the clunkies, which is fine. I raced for years and years on mechanical. It never lost me a race, never won me a race either. It's not the grip set that does that. But just having nice equipment. Like, you know when you get in a nice car and the door closes nicely? Like, clunk, like, that's a good car. It's like that. And I lost a bunch. Yeah, I'm just going to cruise now. How about that? There goes my multiplier. Damn. What a good day to ride. Good on you. Good on you one. Secondhand Di2 is like gold dust in the UK. I picked up a, I think now people know that it's still, you can pick up some good quality stuff. It goes very, very quick. Alright, we'll spin it out and call it a day. But if people are selling their older Di2 stuff after upgrading, 55. No. 52 and a half. I picked up some levers, 9150s, which are current generation mechanical caliper brakes, cable pull Di2 for 350 Australian. So that's about what, 270, 260 US. Like mint condition. Gumtree's okay, but you'll get murdered. So there's You buy off Gumtree, you die. I don't know. I'm kidding. Gumtree doesn't have the best reputation. For now, in Australia, the cycling groups are usually pretty good. There's not a lot of scammers because it's all about the enthusiasts. You know, you really got to know your stuff if you're on Facebook in a cycling group selling a certain thing. So there's not a lot of scammers there. Gumtree, they're attracted to Gumtree just because it's Gumtree. Second-hand Gen 1 kicker trainers still get a good price. They do. They do. They haven't dropped in value at all, which is insane, given they're now 4 generations behind. Bowie, what are you at? 3.2. You could stay there, Bowie. Right on. The one thing you have to watch with the older kickers is the wearing out of the shims. They have some spaces or some inner shims that wear out, and then you end up getting a grabbing free hub. You can get spares. I'm not sure if you can still get spares for the kicker 1 or kicker 14. Maybe, but for pushing down on the pedals and for it, you know, providing resistance and erg, pretty good. Jessica, I've given up on the bots. They are... It took me ages. Though I did go past the alien that I did get the other night, and I still have the alien costume today, so they do hang around. Hey Twitch, I'm going to throw you another ad. Enjoy your Jaguar. Facebook, you're good. I still know Facebook, YouTube. I'm not streaming this one to Facebook. I don't want to spam Facebook too much. But if no, actually no one saw my Twitch stream yesterday, is any? Very small affair. A loot box arrived at the door. It's really cool stuff. Rude. What was that? The ad on Twitch. It's a betting ad. I like being the controller of the ads. So I'm multi-streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. And with Twitch, there's a button I can run an ad. TikTok. That's for the kids. Alright, workout's done. Some good Ks too. Did someone say 55? Who was it? Bicycle Sunday? It's 55 for you, mate. We'll get there. To be honest, I don't have anything else better to do. Except more work. I've got you mixed up. Yeah, sorry. I'm an hour and a half into an ergo session. It's always mixed up. However, the cassette that I have to install, can anybody guess the ratio of the cassette? Pop quiz. Which will give it away exactly what I'm building up. And even saying that will give away. The ratio is insane. Let's go, chat. First one wins. The Zwift cast. We did weekly Zwift casts. I think when the Rona hit hard, we did three. Sorry, I'm all tied up. 3 ads. We did a weekly Zwift cast, which was cool. You can really get into a rhythm. We're gonna have ongoing jokes. Once a month isn't enough. 10:36. Nope. 34. Nope. 9:40. Nope. $10.50. Nope. Can't type eating cake. That's a winner right there. If you're eating cake, you're a winner regardless. Someone's gonna get it. 11:28. Oh, it's actually I like 11:28. It's a good cassette, but no. 42. Mike, you've got the front. You've got the front chainring. 11:42. Nope. 1132. 1130 is okay on a standard crank set. If you have a semi-compact, then an 1128 is fine. No T in the house. 1052. No, it's a little blurry. No T. Is that no T? Note. You're on the money. You win. 1052. 1052. It's huge. It is huge. And it's rainbow coloured. Alright, we're nearly there. 55. Bicycle Sunday, you're not allowed to talk. You'll make me do another 60 Ks. Finishing up. Oh, I didn't spin quick enough to get the high alien. How do you size a chain for a 1052? How do you size a chain? Obviously, you have to size it for the front chainring and the rear 52, and then just hope to hell your derailleur can take up all that slack when it's in the 10. Another pace partner. Oh, we're right-ons, right-ons, right-ons. Bingo. Steepest climbs that we do out here in Ballarat. Steepest climbs. There's not a lot. Not a lot of long, steep climbing. There's probably a few 10, 12 percenters, just little short ones. Nothing long around here. Longest we have is probably Mount Buninyong. 15 minutes with a few undulations towards the top there. You need 2 chains. Sounds like a rapper. 2 chains. Alright, we better stop the power before I forget that. That's been a good. I clutched derailleur. Is it clutched? It has to be. The derailleur itself is something to behold. I removed the ride-ons given because people were giving me grief. Absolutely I did. Somebody the other day, I noticed on a forum that someone's like, oh, look at this guy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm in a workout. I try, but don't hang me on that. Come on, I try and help people with content and be present and answer questions and enjoy this stuff. And someone's hanging me out to dry because I had 0 ride-ons given. I gave 300 plus the other day. I can never get the ratio right. It's not going to happen. Done and done. Happy days. So much for a short little stream getting the 5x5 workout done. That was good. I enjoyed the that little sprint session and the cadence interval. I'm sure that's going to be quite interesting to have a look at the data and which power meter came back into play and which didn't. Again, everyone, thanks along. I've lost it. I'm done. Thanks for coming along and keeping me company for that one. We'll give some more ride-ons. Mr. Sprints, I hope there were tears. Yeah, close. It'll be in the replay there somewhere. But we're good. Hopefully the rain has disappeared. I'll get out for a ride this afternoon outdoors. And yeah, I've got to get to that loot box and get that all built up. It'll be a multiple part video series. They're a bit of fun doing. Rather than doing all at once and missing some things, I can do. If you do multiple parts, people will ask questions. So this bike build that I'm doing, it'll be like the frame, the group set and everything, and then the build of the wheels, and then the final thing. We'll bring everyone along on the journey. It should be good. There is a specific way to check chain length, not the same as just over. Yeah, okay, cool. I'll have a look at the SRAM guide. Thank you. I might not be doing the full build. I might leave that to the experts. I'll do the tinkering, but I haven't done I've not done a SRAM build before, so I'll leave that. Hey, there's the. That's a terrible bot. Well, they're all terrible bots to ride with. That's a hard one. I could not keep up with that one. Compact 1128. That'll work. That'll work as well. All right, leave it there. It's a gravel bike, mate. You're on the money. You must be in the same room as me. You've got all the answers. It will be a gravel bike coming soon. All right, I'll leave it there. Have a good weekend, everyone. Again, as always, I'll get to work on some videos. Hopefully, we'll get something put up. But if not, we'll be back on the bike doing some more some rides. Fingers crossed, we can do a Gplama club in Zwift soon. Therefore, we can have everyone along to the club, so we can do a club-like this. So there's all these other clubs that I'm involved in. We just want a Gplama club, and then we can do Gplama events. They'll show up on your calendar. We can advertise those. People can just join in. We can do them different times a day. That's the plan. We're holding out for those ones. And happy Halloween too. Yeah, cool. All right, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.